the Christmas Story house. I've wanted to come here ever since they opened this as a museum. We're not going to be going inside today though. I got a lot of stories about this place. There's a lot you can see outside. It's not going to be open for a few hours. Sun just came up, which is great because normally this time of year, people are lined up on this street to go into this house. It's a beautiful area of Cleveland. They shot some of the scenes in the house, but very few. They used one of Ralphie looking out a window and then one of them going out towards the backyard. Just about everything else was shot in Toronto, Canada. And actually most of the scenes of the movie were shot in Toronto. All of the stuff, licking the flagpole, all of that, Toronto. But the outside of the house, right here, they've now made the inside of the house look exactly like the one in the movie looked, which is pretty great. Look at the leg lamp, it's right there. A few things I want to show you. So Bob Clark, this says Bob Clark's cameo bench. Bob Clark directed this movie. He also directed Porky's and Baby Geniuses. And in the movie, there's the scene where they put the leg lamp in the window and the dad comes across the street. You can actually see these buildings in the background. You can see the roof line here. And he stands over here and director Bob Clark comes over and talks to him and he asks, you know, what are you looking at? And they talk about the leg lamp and it's a major award. It's wonderful that they saved this house. It was in relatively bad shape. The mailbox used to be over there. Is where he waited for his little orphan Annie decoder ring and learned he had to buy more Ovaltine. This is where the dad pulls up in the car and he yells about the Bumpus's dogs. I don't think we ever see this Bumpus house in the movie, but they've turned this into an Airbnb as well as the Christmas Story house. So you can rent either one. You get a better deal on this one, but you can rent this one. And they've got a ton of rooms in there. They've got like a modern apartment up top, and they've got the set decorated areas, which are just great. They also saved this shed. They say this shed is the exact same one. I'm not 100% confident. If it is, it's been re-sided, but it doesn't look exactly the same height to me. But sometimes movies give a perspective that's a little different than reality. If you look at it in the movie, and this is the scene where he's got the Red Ryder BB gun. First of all, you can see these smokestacks in the background, but there was a window on this side. And today there's a door there, which, you know, is possible, but I just think it may be a different place. But yeah, I don't think you ever see this house, but you see him, the old man, looking from this way over to the house here. The kitchen scenes definitely not shot in here except for the exit, because there's a window that doesn't match up with the real house. But here it is. You do see the kids running in the street at one point, running over here towards what today is the Christmas Story House Museum. And there's the scene where Ralphie's little brother has the snowsuit on, can barely move his arms. And he walks down this street and he falls onto the lawn, and that would be right up here, right in front of this house. They got a fence here because I'm sure they don't want people laying down on their front lawn. But that was shot from here. This is all one heck of an enterprise. You got the Christmas Story House Museum, you got the gift shop, some National Lampoon's Vacation moose mugs. There's little orphan Annie and Sandy. And look at that leg lamp. The Red Ryder BB gun. We're going to go to the center of Cleveland. We're going to see where they shot the scene where they're looking in the window and he's seeing the Christmas display, and where they shot the Santa Claus scenes. It's now a casino, which, man, I wish it was open. Hey, it's a casino. It might be 24 hours. But man, it's neat to be here. Neat to be in this neighborhood. Like most Hollywood movies, easier to shoot in other areas than an area like Cleveland. Toronto's kind of Hollywood North, and the reason why they like to shoot in LA is everything's designed around movie studios. A place like here, if you need something, they're not prepared for it. They don't shoot a ton of movies here. I do always think of Howard the Duck in Cleveland. But I'm telling you, I'm going to come back one day. I want to come back and I'm going to rent that place. But it's cheaper if you rent it at other times of the year. And I come back to Columbus 3 times a year. This is 2 hours north, so it'll happen one day. There's the big guy. All right, we're going to go downtown. We'll check out Higbee's. And then I'll tell you a couple more things and just enjoy our day here in Cleveland. Here's the Christmas lights lining downtown. We're heading right up here. That's where the department store was. This monument you see in the background, we're going to take a close look at it. Looks pretty amazing. It's kind of a nice downtown, a little quiet. And there is parking, which I like. All right, we're in the public square. Higbee's was over here, and you see this monument in the background. So we're gonna take a good look at this monument, because I've always looked at it and thought about it, and it's more impressive in person than it looks like on film. I believe this is called the Soldiers and Sailors Monument. Look at these windows here, stained glass of old glory. There's some guys loading a cannon. There's an old church over here. Some birds. Soldiers and Sailors Monument. It says to use the entrance on the other side. We'll have to check that out. You can watch Candy Cane Lane. It's a new Christmas movie with Eddie Murphy, advertising that in their temporary ice skating area. So the parade in the movie went right down the street here. They shot it in the middle of the night. And it's one of the few scenes that they actually shot here. As I mentioned, the Christmas Story house, they've redone to look like the house in the movie. But in the movie, they shot that on a soundstage in Toronto. And the school where Ralphie went and everything else was shot in Toronto, pretty much, except for the scenes outside the house and the scenes right here. So we're gonna go over the window, but the display would have been right here. So we're gonna go over, take a close look at that. There's also a statue over here you can see in the background I want to show you. But yeah, think about it. In the movie, when Mickey Mouse weirdly gets attacked by monkeys from the Wizard of Oz, right on this street. Interesting side note about Mickey Mouse. At that time period that the movie takes place, there were no walk-around characters. There weren't even ones when Disneyland opened. They had to get ice skating costumes and use those. The character they used, they got from some prop warehouse. And it was like a 1970s version of the Mickey Mouse costume, then maybe 1960s. But Disneyland didn't open until '55. So those walk-around mascot characters didn't exist. They actually didn't get permission to use Mickey Mouse. They just used them and then ask for permission. And luckily Disney thought it wasn't too bad, so that's why Mickey Mouse is in A Christmas Story. A little bench seat here made out of 2 polar bears. I like this. You can sit out here and look at General Cleveland. You can see him in the movie. The founder of the city of Cleveland, founded in 1796. We're gonna go over here. It even says Higbee to this day, but today it's the Jack Casino. You can see these buildings in the background, particularly this Southworth one. Looks very similar if you look at it in the background. Higbee's was written right across here in big light up letters. Again, parade route this way. Higbee Company. So this was the window, and you actually were looking through here, and we saw the kids who were standing over here. This was all glass at the time, so they were pressing their face right up against this window, trying to see all the toys and all the stuff they wanted Santa to bring them. Look at these doors, man. Look at this building. This is beautiful. Christmas wreaths, and then over here some beautiful Christmas decorations. And then this take you into the Higbee building, which at the time was a beloved department store. By the way, if you enjoy these videos, make sure, be like Fonzie, give it a thumbs up, because for every thumbs up it gets, they'll share it with another person and maybe they'll like it. Maybe they'll give it a thumbs up, and then expands and expands, and soon the entire world is like Fonzie. There's a bowling alley right here, right around the corner from where the parade took place. You may have noticed the Chinese place has a bowling logo out in front in the movie, but that of course was also shot in Toronto. Hopefully we'll get there one day. I think that's President Cleveland there, in front of the arcade. We've made it to Pennsylvania. Ronald McDonald is wishing Rebecca a happy birthday. I stopped here. They have an Eden Park, which is a Pennsylvania chain. Also got an elephant over here. I enjoyed seeing those locations from A Christmas Story. That is one of my favorites, has been since I was younger. I talked to a lot of people that don't remember when it was new. I do. My best friend went and saw that in the theater and told me about it. Described Santa Claus kicking a little kid in the face. I just remember thinking, this is the craziest movie I've ever heard of. Yeah, look at this elephant. Says his name is Jackson, an African elephant. He's a resident of Somerset County at the International Conservation Center, part of the Pittsburgh Zoo. We're out that way. We're about 20 miles, if you went in that direction, to where the Flight 93 Memorial is from September 11th. I'm not going to head that way today, but I would love to pay a visit there and see what I'm sure is a very somber reflection on a terrible day in history. I'm gonna go in, see what I can get at Eden Park. Well, that was delightful. I had never eaten at one of these. I thought I had. I went to a place in Pittsburgh once, and I had wanted to go there because I know they had done some like cookies with the Mr. Rogers characters on the package. And so I thought I had gone to one, but I remembered a fast food restaurant. This is not a fast food restaurant. This is kind of more like a Denny's, or an IHOP, Perkins, that kind of place. It was great. They're known for their burger, which is called their super burger, so that's what I got. Also got a cup of chili, and the waitress gave me a free cookie. She said they're best known for their cookies. I wouldn't have, well, I probably would have got it. If I knew they were best known for their cookies, I would have got one. It's their smile logo. It was just great. Nice stop. Hope you enjoyed it. This day put a smile on my face, I gotta tell you. It's a long drive home, and to stop and see Christmas Story House, which is nowhere near where I was going. But got to see it, and now I'm heading over to New Jersey. Tomorrow I'll be back home, but very soon, going on the road again for a day, going to New York City. Some loud trucks back here. Got a show coming up next month, so I'll be going away again. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. Got the holidays. There will be a video every single day. Also a live stream coming up to talk about this show and what happened this weekend and everything else. And I'll tell you how this cookie was. I can tell you the chili was great. The burger was really good. Service was wonderful. Right now there's going to be a box here and one over here. You could choose either one. I'm in both, obviously. But it'd be silly if I put somebody else's video here. I'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Come back.